What do they do with my rates?
Where do my rates go?
Where do the council spend my rates?
I'd like to know where the council spend my rates.
What-ho? We're going to take a look at Napier City Council's long-term council community plan for 2009 to 19. Bit of a mouthful, isn't it? So we'll just call it the plan. The plan sets out what the council hopes to achieve in the next 10 years, estimates how much that will cost and what it will mean to you, the ratepayer. So let's try and simplify things. First of all, where does your rates dollar go now? For each dollar collected, we spend 23 cents on roads. We have 352 kilometres, all sealed. 13 cents on wastewater. 7.5 cents on a water supply. And in Napier, it's pure. Nothing added, you know. 7 cents on stormwater. Because we're so low-lying, we have to pump 73% of our stormwater to get it to the sea. 6.5 cents on libraries. And it's not just books. 6 cents on reserves.
5.5 cents on sports grounds.
4.5 cents on democracy and governance. That's elections, meeting costs, councillors' costs, that sort of thing.
4.5 cents on solid waste. 3 cents on Napier Aquatic Centre.
2.5 cents on cultural services. 2 cents on community development.
And 16 cents on all sorts of other things the council supplies, like public toilets, planning and regulation services, city promotion, tourism facilities, emergency management, cemeteries, animal control, and community safety.
Gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? And the cost of all that? $78 million in 2009, or about $4.16 a day to the average ratepayer. About the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, that's now. What about the future? What challenges are we facing? What are the big things we're working on in the next 10 years?
Everyone expects that the current facilities will continue. We constantly review the way we do things to keep existing services running at a minimum cost. But massive rises in oil and electricity prices make this increasingly difficult.
Whatever we do, we use two basic principles in all our decisions. All projects must represent value for money. And we proceed cautiously and have all our finance in place before any expenditure is committed. Over the last few years, we've reduced our external debt by over half to less than $12.5 million. This gives us breathing space should the economic situation worsen. For this plan, we added nothing to our capital programme, so it's much the same as our 2006 plan. So let's look at the things that make the city work. Roads. You remember that roading takes about 20% of all your rates. We only have one major project in the plan. The 4-laning of Predniston Drive and the Hyderabad Road overpass. This is part of a long-term strategy to ease heavy traffic to the port. Wastewater. We're already consulting on the construction of a biological trickling filter. This is our pilot project here. It's full of these little things. Our neighbours Hastings are also building one just up the road. This major project should be on stream in about 3 years' time.
Stormwater. 3 rain bombs in the last 7 years have briefly overwhelmed parts of the system. And in addition, the trend towards smaller sections increases runoff.
We budget $1.1 million every year for upgrades to the system, but more is needed if we're to keep ahead. And now let's take a look at the things that make Napier a great place to live. Hello, this is the Taradell Library development. Smashing, isn't it? Be ready in late 2009. Changes to the Napier Library will follow in 2010 and 11.
Consultation on the rebuilding of the museum and art gallery has already commenced, and detailed plans are now being drawn up and costed. We should be making sure all our finances in place before building work is commenced. This is likely to be in 2010-11.
The upgrade of McLean Park is well underway and will be complete in time for the 2011 Rugby World Cup. The city are part of a bid to host a team and matches. Announcements are expected soon.
And in Taradale, the planned upgrade of the shopping centre has already been put to public consultation.
The plan is to be done in stages as soon as finance is in place, which may include parking meters. Napier is a tourism town, and in these difficult times we must make the most of our investments in facilities. The future of Marineland is still under discussion, and the council has included $1 million over the next 2 years for future work on Marine Parade and in the CBD. And $1.7 million for upgrading facilities at Kennedy Park.
The long-term solution to the problems at West Shore Beach will be addressed with the completion of the Wakariri groin and West Shore Beach reprofiling. This project is currently going through the planning process, and work is likely to start in 2010-11.
It's difficult to predict what's going to be important in the future. We know there are some challenges that we're going to have to face.
Climate change. Informed opinion tells us that our weather patterns are changing. For Napier, it's likely to mean drier conditions but more rain events, so overall we shall have the same amount of rainfall. This change will have a major effect on stormwater disposal, as will the predicted rise in sea levels. We are looking up to 50 years ahead to mitigate these changes and move towards a sustainable solution.
Solid waste. This is a major issue for us over the next 10 years. Thanks to waste minimisation and recycling, we are close to our 2011 target of a 25% reduction in waste to the dump. Disposal and collection costs are increasing, and a government levy imposed in July 2009 means our costs have gone up $250,000. This is a 0.75% rate increase. Next, sustainability. We're making sure everything we do has enduring value, from low wattage bulbs to education in water usage and waste minimisation. And then urban design. Particularly important to us. We're working hard to ensure the city remains a wonderful place to live in that it is now, with particular regard to human needs and aesthetics. We've been asked by many residents for more trees, and we put away $500,000 over the next 3 years for an extensive tree planting programme, with expert advice on which trees to plant and where. Thank you. Now those are just the highlights of the capital elements of the plan. You can get all the details from the Napier City Council officers, the library, or from our website. But the question most ratepayers ask is, how much is this going to cost me? Each year we have to keep present services going, plus the flow-on from capital expenditure. In the present economic climate, the Council have acted very prudently, and the 2009-10 rate rise will be 2.68%, although this depends on the final decision on curbside recycling. That'll cost the average ratepayer about $29 extra next year, but that's still only $4.24 a day for all the services that the City Council provides. Don't forget you can have your say about the plan. Submissions open on the 20th of April and close on the 22nd of May. Written submissions can be supplemented by oral submissions later on. So, come along, meet the council face to face and have your say about the plan. Just check one of the addresses below or check the website. Come on in and have your say.